Hello and welcome to my speedrunning tutorial for A Story About My Uncle. In this tutorial I'm gonna be explaining how to set up your game for running A Story About My Uncle and what is there for you to use. So for running, if you want to run this game, you're gonna need three things. You're gonna need the game itself. You can buy it on Steam and or something like that. Yeah, if you just have it downloaded on Steam, it's fine. Then you're gonna need some recording software. That's up to you. I would recommend OBS, and you're gonna need a live split. And I'm gonna show you how to set up the game and how to set up live split, and how it works. So first thing first, um, if you have the game downloaded, and you probably played it at least casually or something, you're gonna need to do a few changes in the configuration of the game, mainly because we are running on 31 FPS and not on the normal 60 that it's set to. So to change that, you're gonna need to go to your config, which is in the documents. You go to folder My Games. There you find A Story About My Uncle. Go to ASAMU config, and right here you have the ASAMU engine.ini file. You're gonna need to edit that. You can use normal notepad. I use notepad++ to open it, and there are a lot of things that we don't really care about. There are a few things that we do care about, and one of them is, or the main one is, frame rate. So if you just do Control F and frame rate and find it, you're gonna find this section right here, and you need to change those to min smooth frame rate and max smooth frame rate. Those are defaultly set to I think it's like 20 and 60, so you want to set those to 31 for both of those. What it does is that your frame rate is gonna be 31 in game, basically no matter what, unless you have really bad computer and it lags or something, or maybe if you are using BindFlink or something. So if you are using binds to change FPS, you can lag the game. But other than that, it should not go over 31 FPS. Another thing that you need, it's a bit higher. It's right here, or if you just type pause on loss of focus. It's not necessary, but the game normally when you alt tab out, it pauses. So like if you are, I don't know, if you are streaming or something and you want to type in chat during the cutscene or something, you can't do that normally because the game would pause. So you can set this to false, and if it's on false and you alt tab out of the game is still going. Be a bit careful with this. If you're alt tabbing too much out of the game, like I don't know, let's say you alt tab like 100 times out of it without resetting it or anything, it can mess up a bit. Like the game, it's sometimes like you get pretty weird boosts and stuff like that. So if you are alt tabbing too much, I would probably recommend resetting the game once in a while. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this file, and for basically even setting up the game itself. So another thing that is useful but it's not unnecessary is adding some binds here in the input file. So if let's say in the description there is a paste bin with all useful binds that we are currently using. Those are not necessary. Some of them are even banned, and well, there's even animatic grapples which has its own category. But yeah, if you plan to use some of these, you should just be careful to not use them during the run. But it's really good to have them while you're practicing stuff. So let's say the no clip mode, which is, I would say, the most useful while practicing and while like coming up with strats and stuff like that. So if you want to add that, you just copy those 3 lines, and you look for the section that says ASAMU player input, which is a bit lower here. This section, ASAMU player input, and right here at the end, I already have it here, but yeah, I just pretend it's not there. Right here at the end, you just add those 3 lines. It adds them right here, and you just save the file, and that's it. And probably also what you should do is go to the folder that the game itself is installed in. It's not in my games, but if you go to Steam and just go to just find the folder where it's installed. I'm not sure how to translate it to English, but yeah, if you just open this, or it's in program files, Steam apps, common, and there's Story by my uncle. That's the default setting. You can open ASAMU here and look for config here, and there is default input. And right here you want to, if you are using some kind of command like that, you can add it right here in the section where it's like game keyboard and mouse. I have the ghost here as well, so if it wasn't here, I would just, it would, if it was default, it would be like this. I just go here and add those 3 lines, and again just save it, and that's it. And that's all you need for the binds. Again, not necessary, but might be in the future. For example, the FPS counter, I'm not sure right now. Right now it's not necessary, it might be. So if you are struggling and not sure how to do it, you can get to this space bin. It's in the description. And also unlimited grapples, it has its own category, so the bind is here as well. Again, all the binds, you put them in the you definitely put them in the ASAMU input in your documents, and just to be sure, you put them in the default inputs as well. And that's pretty much it for setting stuff outside of the game. So right now I'm just gonna turn the game on and show you the inputs in game. It's nothing really complicated there. Okay, so the options section in the in-game. When it comes to audio options, everything is optional. You can pretty much play around with it as you like. Subtitles not necessary. Not necessary, but yeah, it doesn't save time. It doesn't lose time. Video options. I would recommend turning off motion blur. I don't know. I like more looking at the game without it. VSync is something that I run without it, but since we are using the locked FPS at 31, it doesn't matter that much. FOV, again, up to you. I'm using the default 90. You can push it up, or if you want, or put it down. And speedlines, I would say it's good to have them, because it can show you if you are going faster or not. Like if you are going for boosts, speedlines are pretty good indication that you got it correctly or not. And here in the options, you can go to more, and right here, if you are starting with the game, I would recommend putting gamma a bit higher. It's because of chasms, because it's really dark down there. But you're not scared, because Matt is not. And yeah, but I would recommend putting it higher, because if you are not sure what you're doing, and you can't see some parts, it's a bit hard to get through, especially during the wall section. So yeah, if you are I mean, I used to run with all all the highest possible gamma there is, but yeah, later on when you know what you're doing in chasms, I would probably recommend push it a bit down, because running with full gamma is it's a bit annoying. Also, there is in the binds there is a bind for changing gamma, which is not yet allowed in the run, but it might change in the future. So yeah, that's something to look forward to if it's gonna happen. Other settings are purely optional, like running on low texture difficult, texture quality or low details. It doesn't do anything. You just need to keep the game in on 31 FPS, and that's about it. Another thing that is pretty good to mention is stuff like mouse sensitivity. It's mouse moving. It's all again all up to. I personally run with a bit higher mouse sensitivity, and I turn off my mouse moving. And yeah, but if you are changing binds like this, it's good to then check if your uh, manual binds like the like the no clip and stuff like that, if it works. Um, you're probably not gonna be running on controller, so I'm not gonna go over those settings. But the thing that is pretty important to do is go into your binds, key binds, and right here, setting the quick reset to something that you have really close to. Like F7 is too far. I have it on Q since I'm running on WASD, and Q is the closest key there. It's because you are probably gonna be if you mess up something, you just press the Q, and you don't have to wait for the fall and getting the death barrier, stuff like that. Other than that, if you have unlockables, you can use them. Acrobatic mode has its own category. You can use different beam colors. It doesn't matter. Again, nothing really useful. And in languages, it doesn't matter again, because it only changes the subtitles. It doesn't change the audio files. There's only English dub, so in cutscenes and stuff like that, you're only gonna hear English, and and the time in cutscene is determined by how long they are speaking. So that's about it in game. One thing that I forgot to mention, and I'm gonna go back to the config right here. The input config is an in-game console. So in-game console is you can set the, if you go down to engine down console, you can change the console key right here. Right now I have it on none. If you set it to something, let's say I put it X, and I save this and start the game, I'm gonna be able to just press X and see the console. It's useful for things like the showing bounds, hitboxes and stuff like that. So it's useful if you are trying to learn how the game works. Again, not allowed in the actual runs. And yeah, that's pretty much it for setting up the game. And another thing that we need to set up if you want to run this game is live split, because you need a timer to submit the run, and the most used one and the one that actually has the auto splitter and stuff like that is live split. Live split, you can go to livesplit.org. Again, like, link is gonna be in description. Everything I'm talking about is gonna have link in description, so that you can grab what you need. If you go to livesplit.org, you can go to downloads, and you just download download the live split. You just download it, and once it's done, all you need to do is to extract the folder somewhere that you can open it. I'm gonna do it into my downloads folder, and yeah, that's it. Once you go to your download, I have here the folder. You just open my split, and yeah, and here it is. This is live split. So right now I'm gonna show you how to set it up. First off, you're gonna need to set up your splits. For that, there are two options. You can either do it manually by typing the name of the game and the category that you are running and stuff like that, or you can go to our leaderboard. You go to resources, and in resources there is blind or blank file for splits. So you can just open this and open it like this, and here you go. This is my split with the split setup. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 splits for 6 levels that are in the game. You also have set your timer to 1:42:00, which is the timer, the time when we start the timer once we land in Sanctuary. It's right here in the rules that you have to start the timer there, or you can start the timer on 00 in if you are doing just if you are doing the intro, but it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's even slower because the 1:42 is timed for the perfect landing, like perfect loadings and everything. So after the intro, you just once you land in Sanctuary, you start the timer. Anything other than that is right now unnecessary. So let's move on a bit. Next thing is getting the or to set up your auto splitter, which is if you open the splits, you can see that right here is auto splitting and load removal available, but it's like 5 years old, this one, and it doesn't work right now. So I wouldn't recommend using. I mean, it doesn't work, so don't use this one. But you can use the one in resources. It's the first resource, is auto splitter and load removal for live split. If you download this, you get this file. You just get it out of the zip somewhere where you can find it. I'm gonna put it in right here in my resources file folder. It doesn't matter where you put it, just know that where it is, so that you can find it, because you're gonna need it you're gonna need to put it right here in the layout editor. I'm gonna talk about it a bit later, but right now all you need to care about is this plus sign. You go to other. Right now you go to control, and right there is the scriptable auto splitter. And if you double click on that, you can see the settings for that. Script path is where you oh, I'm in wrong folder. 1 second. It's right here. You just open this one, and it's there. If you press OK and open it again, you see the options right here that you can use. It can start for you, but starting is different, and I'm gonna show you in a bit. And it also can split for you. To see if it works, I'm gonna show you right now. To see if it works, you're gonna go in game, and just go to load into Sanctuary. Just press start, and actually I'm gonna right now tell you the difference. Like right now it didn't start because the auto splitter starts later, and as you can see I didn't press anything. The auto splitter started by its own.
I had no
And
idea
if
what
I
my pad had to
finish
me,
this level, I'm
but
just gonna
back then,
I'm gonna do it. But if I finish the level, it's gonna split as well. And is it gonna split right now? Yeah, it is gonna split right now. So another thing that's quite important, I'm gonna just if you are using auto splitter, the auto splitter splits whenever you load into the levels. So if you need to go back from the level like into main menu, it's for example in if you are doing the village unquote casually, it's the slower, not going out of bounds village. You can fall into cutscene and you just quit out of the cutscene to and go back into the levels so that you are not in the cutscene anymore. So that's something. And if you are also in Starhaven, there is a cutscene that can be also fixed like that. And in Chasms, there is actually intended thread where you can do the eye monster skip with it. So if you are intending to go back from like to main menu, I would recommend like putting one more split, and I don't know, we'll call it eye skip, for example. And if you are using auto splitter, it's gonna split for you somewhere else. Then like it's gonna auto split, but you are okay with it. And if it splits when you don't want it, you can go to settings and you can change the settings here. The thing that should matter is the undo button. I have it on my middle mouse. You can set it to whatever you want. I also I use my I use my settings like this because I have my mouse used mostly for my live split. Start and split is pretty important if you are not using the auto splitter but you are using manual splitting, which is still pretty common. Most runners actually do use manual splitting. Resetting, I have it somewhere really close to my where I don't where I can press it pretty easily. It's below my escape button. Bit risky if I accidentally press it, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, skip I have on my middle mouse button. And yeah, start and split. Start and undo. Wait, no, I have it wrong. I have yeah, I have it incorrect because I use undo on my mouse and skip as the middle mouse button. Also, I would recommend using global hotkeys because if you are in game, you can't do anything with the splits. So that's about the settings for that. And yeah, if you are using automatic splitter, it doesn't matter much. But if you are using manual splitting, it's good to know about it. And okay, now I'm gonna one thing that I forgot is about the auto splitter, which is it also has load removal. Right now the time on the leaderboard is all RTA. It's not in-game time. So if you see the leaderboard like this, those are real time. But maybe in the future we will add the in-game timer as well. And for if you want to use the in-game timer or if you want to see the in-game timer, you go to edit layout again, and right here you add a new timer. You can probably edit the one before it as well, but you're not gonna see the RTA time. But if you change it, you go to the settings of the timer, and right here you can see the timing method, and you set that to game time. While the other one should be real time. So that's the thing. And if you want to, let's say I don't want to see those empty splits, so I can edit most of the things that you can see. I can change the background. So I don't know if I want to key out and just have the text. You can just set the colors and change everything. You can play with it, even for like the sections. You can change the colors. And the one section that I want to show you is the split section. Right here you can see the settings for it, and if you don't want to see so many splits, you can either set it manually to the number of splits you are gonna be using, or you can just take this take this option, fill with blanks if not enough splits. It's good for if you are like running more than one game. You can just, I don't know, I have games where I have like 40 splits, and so if you want to have it globally, like it's useful to have it set up like this. Oops, I'm sorry, that was my mic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one thing that I forgot to mention, and it's pretty important one. It's about the start of the run. So again, god damn it, right now this is how you start the timer when you are running with manual splitting, or you don't have the start set up. You just, once you land, you press the button, and it's set up that on 142 you just get it's the timing. But on the automatic splitting it's different, and it's if you are using automatic splitter, it's not 142 but it's 146.5. so if I don't want to use the splits, I can just, if I don't want to press the splits, I can just wait, and yeah, it started. And one thing that I'm gonna show is, if I go back to menu, you can see the loading was, when I'm loading, the timer below stopped, the lower timer stopped, but the higher one was still going. It's because the higher one is the real time, while the other one is game time. So yeah. Also, one thing that I would recommend is going to settings and ticking this thing off. You're just not gonna be getting the prompt there. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know for setting up the game. So if you have any more questions, you can just ask in the comments. I'm gonna answer them, or you can join our Discord right here. It's the ASAMU Discord, where if you just ask, I think anyone would help you with anything that you need. And yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching, and good luck.